This is the new CFMoto 450MT, the most affordable adventure motorcycle that you can see in CFMoto's lineup. Now, a lot of you guys might wonder, you might have not heard about this motorcycle brand called CFMoto, but I can tell you this, it is a very serious motorcycle brand from China. And as a result, you should take it very seriously too. Now we are somewhere in Hyderabad and we've got a few hours with this motorcycle, the 450MT, and the idea is we are going to test it on the road, maybe on some highways, and if we get an opportunity, we're going to test it in some off-road section as well. Time is limited. We are sadly not going to test this motorcycle to its full potential because this is not a production-ready motorcycle. This is more like a pre-prototype bike which we are riding in Hyderabad. So let's see how it goes and let us know what you think about the overall styling of the motorcycle, because for me, it is probably one of the best-looking motorcycles ever seen on Indian roads. So that is something I'm really looking forward to. But again, before we proceed, don't forget to like and share this video and stay tuned because first thing we're going to do is make you listen to the exhaust sound of the motorcycle. And as promised, I'm going to make you listen to the exhaust sound of the CFMoto 450MT. Let us know what you think about the exhaust sound through the comment section. One of the most important aspects while choosing an adventure motorcycle is the overall sitting comfort, because you spend hours, days, and sometimes weeks on a motorcycle, right? So the overall seating triangle, overall seating comfort has to be spot on. I'm going to tell you how exactly the CFMoto 450MT feels. Now, as you can see, the pegs are center set. I've got a really wide handlebar. I've got a great view. The seat, by the way, it's a single piece seat and it has a little bit of a dirt bike feeling because it goes a little narrow from this side. And as a result, it's easy to access the floor or the ground. But you need to know that this seat is CFMoto, when they launched the motorcycle, they're going to offer various seat options. In this seat can be adjusted 20 mm more. This one is 800 mm. I'm going to show you a motorcycle with a slightly taller seat height. There you go. As you can see, because it's the seat height is a little bit taller, I am tall. That's why in that motorcycle you could have seen I was a little more cramped. But on this motorcycle, I'm not that much cramped. But for someone who's on a 5'7", 5'8", the overall seating ergonomics should feel natural, very comfortable. The other aspect is, well, it's an adventure motorcycle, right? How is the stand-up ergonomics? So again, great view, easy to hold on to. Like I told you, it's like a dirt bike feeling you get. The handlebar is obviously, it's more road oriented. That's why it's tilted towards rider. You will have to change it if you're riding off-road, or you will have to find the right balance, because I tend to go on road to off-road a lot of times. So I find that exact balance so that it's more comfortable to ride on the road and off the road as well. And overall, I mean, in terms of seating triangle and ergonomics, while I'm on the motorcycle, when I have this view, this motorcycle doesn't feel like a 450cc motorcycle. It feels a little bigger, maybe a 600cc, which kind of may or may not work in someone's favor, because a lot of these people might find it intimidating. But the moment you start riding it, that feeling will go away. Now, as we have both the colors, this is the Tundra grey color and that one is a Sapphire blue. My personal favorite is this color because I don't think so we have seen any, I've never seen such color on Indian road, but I think at the time of the launch, both the colors will be available. Only difference among both these bikes are the paint scheme. The feature list exactly remains the same, the performance and rest of the bit is exactly the same. The first thing you notice when you look at this motorcycle is how compact and rugged it looks. I've ridden quite a few adventure motorcycles in the past, and I think this is by far one of the best looking adventure bikes I have ever ridden. I think a lot of credit goes to the overall purposeful design language. At first, it may look as if it resembles the famous Yamaha Tenere 700, but upon closer look, you can notice the hard work of the Chinese designers have put in to make the bike look this way. At the front, there's this 21-inch wheel, and just above that, there's a front mudguard with angular style. The headlamp unit is quite compact, but it does make the bike look nice. The adjustable screen, even though is small,
adds a bit of mass in the front due to its adjustability. Come to the side and you will see the large panels around the 17.5-litre fuel tank. This is what gives the bike its road presence. The dual colors around this area adds a nice flavor to the motorcycle. However, the rear has minimal design cues, but the large grab rail looks and feel comfort ready. The aspect that makes the 450MT such a pleasurable motorcycle is this engine. It is a 450cc parallel wheel motorcycle with a 270-degree crankshaft. The power figure stands at 44 bhp at 8500 rpm and peak torque of 44 Nm, which comes in at 6250 rpm. Now we all know Chinese manufacturers are known for one important thing: give a lot of value to your money, and CFMoto exactly knows how to do that. That is why you will see a series of some good and interesting features on the 450MT. Firstly, it has dual channel ABS with switchable ABS at the back. There's a traction control system, KYB adjustable suspension, and also a rally style windscreen that can be adjusted on the fly. There's also foldable rear view mirrors, which usually isn't seen on motorcycles in this segment. The 450MT also comes with a color TFT screen with Bluetooth integration, a slipper clutch, and an adjustable seat. There's also Type C and Type A charging port, which by the way comes at standard. The moment I sat on the motorcycle, I fell in love with it. The bike doesn't really feel like a 450cc adventure motorcycle. It made me feel I'm sitting on a 250cc IDV. The mass in front of me felt easy to handle, and the visuals from the saddle wasn't intimidating at all. Then there is a seat which isn't just adjustable, but its narrow design allowed to place my feet easily on the ground. As I started riding the 450MT, I noticed how well balanced the motorcycle is. Even at low speed, the bike felt at home and there's barely any effort involved to ride it through tight city conditions. After riding it for over 3 to 4 hours, it was clear that the 450MT is an extremely friendly motorcycle, and a lot of credit goes to its engine and the light clutch. This 450cc motor is extremely refined. The NVH levels are fantastic, and at one point it made me feel like I'm riding a Japanese motorcycle. The strong low end works really well in the city and on the trails too. The mid-range does wonders on the highway. In fact, triple-digit speeds on such a refined engine, this is exactly what an Indian market needs right now. A lot of points also go to the tractable nature of the engine. I could easily do 50 km per hour in 6th gear, and this is such a boon for someone wanting to have an easy ride in the city. One thing I had major issues with was the fueling. It was choppy in the low revs, which was such a big turn-off while riding off-road. The 450MT shines big time when you take it off-road. Be it a steep hill or a crest where you want to have a nice jump, the 450MT will allow you to do it with confidence and ease. I spent over an hour riding through some extreme trails on the outskirts of Hyderabad, and I was totally in control of my jumps and slides. While the stand-up ergonomics are decent, a riser would be needed for extreme dirt riding. With the switchable ABS at the back, I was having a lot of fun getting the rear wheel out. I am someone who loves to have full control off-road, so I ended up using the bike without traction control system. This allowed me to get through some of the technical sections without much drama. The tires are from a brand called Ambro, and these are proper off-road tires. On the road, it is a struggle to use these tires, especially in the corners. There's a need for a different set of tires when the bike is launched in India. The J1 brakes work fairly well. Both sets have enough power and bite to stop the bike when needed. However, I would have loved a bit more feel on the front lever.
Now, during the entire testing phase, which lasted about a couple of hours, I was smiling a lot, and a lot of credit goes to this particular part of the motorcycle, that's the engine. So this motor, it's a 450cc parallel wheel motor, which makes about 44 bhp of peak power at 8500 rpm and around the same 44 Nm of peak torque between 6000 to 6500 rpm. Now, so there are a lot of motorcycles. Let's say there's not a lot. There are some motorcycles in this segment, but they are primarily single-cylinder motorcycles, right? But finally, we have a parallel twin motor in this segment, and one of the reasons I was smiling a lot because the tractability, the overall refinement, the NVH, and the low end and the mid-range performance of the motorcycle. This is something I really enjoy on an adventure motorcycle, and the CFMoto, this 450MT, has all of it. And I'm actually quite looking forward to riding this motorcycle when we get it for a longer duration back in Bombay, because I would be really able to test this engine to its limits. And I truly believe that this motorcycle, this engine can take a lot of abuse that comes usually while riding on Indian roads. Now it's time to give you a verdict. Actually, I'm not going to give you a verdict because I don't know the pricing of the motorcycle. I don't know the availability of the bike. I don't even know how the after sales of the CFMoto brand will be in India. But I know for the fact that the CFMoto 450MT has the potential to redefine the adventure touring segment in India, especially in the 300 to 500cc segment. Now, why do I say that? Firstly, look at the motorcycle. I mean, every time I look at it, it just makes me feel I want to own one right away, especially this paint scheme. So the styling, the aspiration has been well taken care of by the folks of CFMoto. Second, the performance. Now, 44 bhp, 44 Newton meters of peak torque, well, it might not look great considering it's a parallel twin motor because we have a 390 Adventure single cylinder. But what matters the most is the way the performance is delivered, and the delivery comes very nicely. The engine is so refined, there's barely any vibrations, and I felt some vibrations on the pegs and little on the handlebar, but I was doing quite high speed then. So I truly believe, I think when you're touring on this motorcycle, you will have a lot of fun. The third thing is this motorcycle is loaded with a lot of features. Dual channel ABS, which can be switched off at the back, traction control system, adjustable windscreen. It also has foldable mirrors, tubeless wheels, 21/18 at the back. So overall, when you look at the motorcycle, when you look at the value for money, well, we don't know the price, but we have been told that the pricing should be good for this bike because this is the second time CFMoto is re-entering in the Indian market. So they want to make a major difference in the segment. They don't want to have the first time experience they had. So expect the 450MT to have great pricing. I'm expecting a price between say 3.8 to about 4.3 lakh ex-showroom. If they manage to hit say about 4 lakh ex-showroom pricing, that will be fantastic. But we're looking forward to riding this motorcycle for much longer time. Especially I would love to take this motorcycle from Bombay to Goa, the old highway, possibly also take the coastal highway because purely it's great because I really like the motorcycle a lot and I want to spend a lot more hours with it. And the best way to do it, just put on some luggage, take some holiday from your office, take some leaves and just head to Goa. So yes, this is what the CFMoto 450MT is all about. Let us know what you think about the bike and let us know whether are you going to wait for the launch of the CFMoto 450MT or you're going to go and buy the 390 Adventure S or the Himalayan or maybe the 390 Enduro R, which will be launched in a few days. Let us know what you think.